Kingsway United Methodist family and friends, we join in the spirit of prayer and in the company of Jesus Christ, our shepherd and great physician, around concerns of how to respond to COVID-19 as a faith community in Springfield, Missouri. In prayer and discernment yesterday, I met with the Kingsway staff and our leadership, the navigators. It seemed as the day went on, there were more and more things to consider with new updates by health officials, information of best practices, and our own holy pause. We have concluded it best to suspend all church activities, including worship, small groups, and Kingswood programs until March the 27th. We will know more about the spread of the virus at that time and will have updates prior to March 27th. The decision to suspend activities was not made lightly. We acknowledge that this is new territory for us to consider how to worship and be and live in a time of a pandemic. We consider our ministry responsibility to our family and congregation. Further, we think about the ministry that we have outside of our congregation to love our neighbor. In recognition of whole community approach to emergency planning and management, it seems the practice of physical distancing is the best practice at this time. I say physical distancing specifically. We are social beings, and physical distancing doesn't mean that we must be cut off from our faith community. For now, though, it means we won't meet in large gatherings. Amidst all of our other prayers, what about we set aside a time of prayer for Kingsway, a time of prayer at noon to pray collectively, though not physically together? Yesterday, we talked about how to respond as a faith community to our pastoral care needs. We discussed ways to check in with one another in new and old ways. Though we may not meet and greet physically, this is the best time to use your words, friends. Call in and check on small groups and the vulnerable in our congregation. Leadership also discussed another important aspect of our community, our mission and service to our community neighbors, specifically our children with the backpack ministry. We will respond later with opportunities and ways in which we might help with the backpack ministry after spring break. You can find ways of how to support these ministries on our website. And our church staff will continue to work on site at a limited basis. You can continue to reach out to us by phone or email, but the building will be closed until March the 27th. This is a time of disruption, but also a time of faithful action. As resourceful and creative people of God, I can't wait to hear how we minister through this time together. I will look forward to sharing stories and seeing witness to that in the future. 2.5 weeks ago, we began Lent, a season of pause and reflection in preparation of Easter. We began with a deeper look about spiritual practices and how to connect with God, how to strengthen our relationship with God. Our suspension of worship in a building on Lone Pine does not suspend our worship of God. So I invite you to pause and still and reflect and practice spiritual disciplines. Check back with us on our website, KWUMC.com, and social media for worship reflections and ministry updates. We will offer Sunday ministry connections these next 2 weeks. Church, we have to encourage each other in this uncertain time, and let us pray for one another.